Alright. We kind of started this the other day. But let's go over again what our goal is. Can you take off your hat, please, Nancy? Our learning targets are to analyze a particular point of view regarding a cultural experience expressed in literature or art, and also to compare and contrast the representation of a subject in different media. Okay? So, this particular painting by Frida Kahlo, Self-Portrait on the Borderline Between Mexico and the United States, is what we're going to be analyzing. Now, we watched the video and we have read the biography, and those, obviously the video was from somebody else's perspective, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What's a perspective, first of all?
Might another point of view.
Well, I mean, you have a perspective, right?
No.
It's your unique point of view, correct? So all of the, both things that we've already looked at are someone else's perspective arranged in a certain way, okay? Now, they had quotes from Frida and that sort of thing, but still, they used her quotes in order to express what they wanted people to know, okay? So, in this painting, we get to see Frida's point of view. And now what we're going to do is we're going to analyze it. What does it mean to analyze something?
Make it shorter.
Not to make it shorter, really.
To analyze something?
Mhm.
Something to figure it out.
Figure it out. That's right. Figure out what this person was trying to say here, okay? What are some of the ways, without looking at the picture, we start to get an idea of what it's about?
The title.
The title of the piece. Traven, can you hit the lights for me so that we can see the picture a little bit better? So on page 29 is a black and white version of this picture, but I wanted you all to see the color version of it, again, to get a better idea. It's not perfect because my flanking board is not great because her dress looks a little bit gray here, but her dress is actually pink, okay, and y'all can see that on the smaller screen right over there. So the first thing, I need one bit of light in here so that they can see me. The first portion we started the other day, like I said, and I just asked y'all to kind of turn to each other and discuss what the overview was. That's perfect. Thank you, Traven. What does it mean to overview something?
Yeah.
Are you like really looking deeply?
Putting too many facts into it.
You're just kind of
Skimming.
well, you're skimming it, okay? So, what we wanted you to do, or what I wanted you to do in this portion of the optic strategy, the first portion being overview, is to look at the artwork for at least 10 seconds. Generate questions, such as, what is the subject? What strikes you as interesting or odd? What is happening? Okay, so how I'd like you to do is to put it in a question form, okay? Why does she have this? Why is her dress pink? Why is
Such and such in the middle.
exactly. So if y'all can turn to each other right now for after you've looked for about 10 seconds and come up with some questions, and then we'll go back and we will review them.
What?
Turn to each other and talk about what y'all are seeing in this photo.
We did that yesterday.
I know, but not everybody was here. So if you can, Matt, maybe talk with Jaquel about
What you said earlier.
what you talked about yesterday.
Mexico's more ancient and traditional, and America's more advanced and industrialized.
Ow.
Okay. And how do you know that?
Because there's skyscrapers and buildings and chimneys and smoke and stuff in America, and there's
That moon, would that look like
stuff in
mustache?
Mexico.
All right.
Or the sun?
So I want y'all to write these ideas down on the overview portion of the chart.
Will you put that question not X?
No,
Okay.
you're going to write your own. have a specific question, you can share it with Matthew and everyone.
What if I'm writing two questions that are different, but I ended it with states? Should I put a comma or put a question mark and start?
You ended it with a what?
States, like United States, and I'm wanting to add another question. Do I put a comma or a question?
No, put a question mark and then put another question. Each one of you, as y'all do the overview, are going to see different parts, okay? Different parts are going to stand out to you. Y'all won't all have the same thing, and that's okay. Because this is your own personal analysis of the art, of the piece of art, the painting.
This is a portrait. That's a portrait.
It's titled self-portrait, but yes, because it is in fact the artist that, the artist drew herself.
Yeah.
So it's a self-portrait. Now, if Frida had drawn Diego, it would still be a portrait, but it wouldn't be a self-portrait. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And not drawn, but if she had painted Diego. Okay, so what are some of the questions that y'all have come up with? Matthew, we kind of talked with you earlier, but what do you have, Sarah?
Why is Frida in the middle of Mexico and the United States? On the
Okay.
Picture.
Okay. And who knows why she's in the middle?
I got two.
Because she's been to both those places.
She's been to both those
She's
places, and what's the title of the piece?
Borderline between the U.S. and Mexico.
Right, so she's got to be somewhere in the middle. What was one of the questions that you came up with, Joseph?
What does the moon and the sun represent?
What does the moon and the sun represent? What do you think it represents?
But they both aren't very happy, so
Right.
I guess she's like depressed.
She's either missing them, I think. This would be my personal analysis. Or maybe Mexico is missing her. Right? Because, she was a well-known person in Mexico.
Yeah.
She was a well-known person in the United States, and she's still well-known. Did you have anything, Isaiah?
Yeah, I don't know what they building in the back of Mexico side.
It's actually sort of like a pyramid, okay? It's a place that people do go to visit in Mexico.
I didn't know
It's
they
not-
building
no,
in
it's not a
Mexico.
Huh?
I said I didn't know they
It's not a pyramid, but it's similar to one, okay? It's an ancient site that people go to and visit in Mexico. So it's like something that an image that people do recognize and associate with Mexico. What about you, Traven?
So like a monument.
Like a monument, exactly. There's nothing right or wrong. We're just trying to discover what's happening with this painting.
What does that painting mean to Frida?
What does it mean to Frida? Okay. But was there anything specific in the painting that can give us clues to that?
Well, both sides are different.
Both sides are different and they represent different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
What about you? Jaquel?
Why was Frida holding Mexico's flag? She's in between Mexico and the U.S.
And that's why, what you believe? And did you notice what side it was? She crossed her hands, right?
The flag is representing Mexico.
It is, but it's
No,
interesting.
Why
Why was she holding it?
Yeah, why was she
Because
holding
that's
it?
her homeland, right?
Mhm.
In fact, like that was one of on your study guides. I think one of the first questions on your study guide for this test is Frida's beloved homeland. Mexico is Frida's beloved homeland. So the thing that she holds and that represents her feelings the most is that she's Mexican, right?
Mhm.
Not American. Despite the fact that she's between the two places right now. Okay, let's look at the parts. That's the next step in the optic strategy. Look closely at the artwork, making note of important elements and details. Ask additional questions such as, who are the figures? What is the setting and time period? What symbols are present? What historical information would aid understanding of this piece? So y'all see that question? Please take a moment to think about each one of those questions. You don't have to answer all of them. Let's take about a minute.
Miss Stewart,
Sure.
it says what is the setting in the time period? The time period, wouldn't it be the 1900s? Because if she died or was born in 1907.
It would be. But what does the painting represent?
Both sides.
Both sides. I know, but what time period does it represent?
Depression.
Close to the
Just
industrial.
write that down.
Close to the Industrial Revolution.
Okay.
Excuse me.
It
And
was
what, is it,
after actually the Industrial Revolution, but
and what does it mean?
what I'd like you to do is write that down and then we'll discuss it.
And what does it mean? Who
I would
are
like-
the figures? I
who are the
understand
figures?
That question.
Who are the figures? What are the little pieces? Like these.
About
Those are Russian doll things. That's what the one.
What I would like for you to do is write that down, okay? And then we'll
Under-
discuss it.
Parts.
Under parts, correct. I want to give everybody an opportunity to kind of think about it, okay?
What's the holiday you talking about?
Dia de la Muerta,
dead of the.
Day of the Dead.
Oh, I want to write New Mexico.
I do appreciate y'all's enthusiasm, but I want to give everybody an opportunity to write something down before we start discussing it. Does everybody have at least one thing written down? Or close to being finished with writing one
Isn't
thing down?
this around like the 1930s?
Yes.
Oh Lord.
I mean, she was born in 1907.
I thought I did it wrong.
She lied and said she was born in 1910. She's grown up here, so. Okay. So what image sticks out most to you, Jaquel?
The symbol's number 6, between the two,
What symbol? What symbol do you see?
The little camera flash thingy,
It's down here? Okay.
the flash,
What does it look like to you, first of all? A bulb? Okay. A light bulb, but I'm talking about the whole thing. What do you see here?
It's kind of hard to see.
I think it's wires.
It's wires, okay? There's kind of a contrast happening here, between the wires here and the roots here, okay? She did that for a reason.
I can't even see. Where's the wire?
They're right
There are
there.
like, there's a megaphone right here, a light, and I think like a little fan here. And it's got, wires like to plug it in.
Oh, that's why.
I'm sorry, it's a little bit difficult to see on here.
That's okay. But I do see an electrical outlet right by the,
Right on the stone that she's on, or the platform that she's on. Okay, so this stands out to you. What do you think it means? What do you think? Why do you think she has it in there, Jaquel?